Welcome to the Twisters Special! Today we're taking a look at the greatest tornado movie ever! Yeah, no, not that one. Yeah, not that one either. Oh, sure, we love the 1996 Game Changer, but this is the new standard. Twisters. We'll catch up with Glenn Powell, the cast and crew, and even meet real-life storm chasers that inspired the film. That and more as we take a look!
That's right. We're taking a look today, celebrating one movie today and one movie only. It's the last big movie of the summer that I'm caring about. We are talking about Twisters. I was a huge fan of the original. That is the 1996 movie. This movie is not a sequel for ways we'll talk about later. You're talking to two of the nation's leading tornado movie experts.
That's right.
Because I was born in a tornado. My name is Marcus Allen. This is comedian Steph Sanders. Tell them what happened to you.
I have survived 3 tornadoes.
Three,
all in middle school.
Can you break it off in all at the same time? Were you traumatized?
A little bit. I mean, sounds like a train. I still can't listen to trains right now at this day and age, but it was whatever. It was cool when you're a kid.
Exactly. I'm the same way with the group train, but it's a totally different thing. In the meantime, let's talk about this movie. I love this movie. It's not a sequel. It's a standalone movie that has Easter eggs to the original. Did you like that part about it?
I love it. I can't believe I was so excited about a tornado movie. I loved it. I love Anthony Ramos. I love everything about it. I love the CGI. I love the graphics, the special effects, everything.
I got a chance to hang out at Universal Studios on the lot with the aforementioned Anthony and Edgar and Daisy and a lot of other people. Take a look.
Nice to see you guys.
Hey,
nice to see you. Nice to see you. We got a group, so let's start with the group response. If you feel it,
chase it.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for committing to this movie. Thank you for chasing your parts in this movie. Let's just get to it. I see like effects run a lot. I see visual effects. We could speak to the visual effects, but largely what you act against in this movie is real, practical effects. You have jet engines pointed at you. Right. Shot on film, so you can't do a lot of takes. Nope. So not that any actor in their right mind would ever want to yell cut, but name one moment on the set you wish you could yell cut.
The final sequence in the movie theater scene. I mean, there were a couple moments, just being pelted with rain and just like, your eyes are red and you barely can speak correctly because you're just getting blasted with wind and rain over and over. You're soaked all day long for like 14, 15 hours. Yeah, there were a few moments that day where I wanted to call cut, and that's a wrap.
Yeah. Well, that's also where your castmates come in handy, where you're all sort of in the same elements together. You know, after those insane scenes where you're just getting blasted with stuff, usually, even though they're really intense scenes, usually we were laughing right afterwards because it's so ridiculous. Just because it's an entire. If you look at, you're looking at us, the camera's looking at us, and it looks like we're in the middle of the storm. What we're looking at is an entire crew of people shooting things at you.
And they always look really gleeful. Yes. Like they're always like they look like really excited to be throwing like debris, ice, and
they come with anger on set, just ready to hit you with hail.
And you have to wonder if maybe one of them had a bad day, so they're going to throw extra crap into the jet engine, meaning to hit you.
Probably.
Having seen it now, is there a moment that you want for the rest of your lives? Like if this had to be the one frame that represented you and your work, what would that moment in the movie be?
Oh wow! I think the sequence I'm really proud of is there's a sequence from the motel. It's one of the biggest tornado sequences, and it's a oneer, and it follows us from this motel all the way to a pool, and you see then we come out the devastation, and that there's a shot where we're holding onto a sort of pole, and there's rain and it just feels so like classic, epic. It feels like such a kind of iconic shot. So that, for me, I'm so proud of that sequence.
Well, and that entire scene has to take place with no cuts, right? So while we were shooting it, there's like sort of there's an adrenaline that goes with that scene, and like it's a really emotional moment. It's something that like in terms of our characters and our relationship, like this is sort of a bonding element. We've obviously bonded over the idea of the reverence of this thing, but not necessarily experiencing the power of it together. And so it's like kind of a big character moment, but it's also one of those as an actor, there's sort of these pivotal things that need to work. And that scene really, I think, is just indicative of like how we're trying to raise the bar with this movie.
And when you talk about a oneer, like you said, nothing can go wrong. In addition to the jets and all the debris being thrown at you and the performance, you've got like other actors being yanked out of that scene in real time.
Yeah.
So thank you. Beautiful scene. See this movie on the big screen. And I love that you brought up the theater. There's a moment where you yell in this movie, "Get to the theater!" And I want to tell people, get to the theater.
Did you notice I winked right afterwards?
Exactly. You want to see this on the biggest screen possible because...
Oh man, I mean, just the special effects, all the work that went into it in post-production. These storms are massive. This movie is a disaster action storm film, you know, and there's nothing like seeing it in IMAX. I saw it in IMAX in London, and it was just a different experience, man. It's different. You feel it differently.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you said, it's shot on film. It feels like an old 90s classic, big blockbuster disaster movie. And yeah, you need to see it. The way it's filmed, it feels so immersive. It feels like you're chasing with us. And like, you know, it's as close as, you know, I would want to be is watching it on the big screen. So yeah, definitely, it's to be shared.
You know, I think the thing that makes this movie really different is not only, you know, I think it's really classic storytelling, but the team around it. I mean, look, you have Frank Marshall and Steven Spielberg, who are two of the godfathers of the blockbuster, you know, and you have people in the visual effects thing that became visual effects artists because of the original Twister, and now they're guiding Twisters, you know, on this journey. But we really have the best of the best in terms of every department head. And we took the time to shoot it on film, right? To shoot it in Tornado Alley, to do all these different things to really give audiences that experience. So you're really cutting yourself short, selling yourself short if you're not experiencing it in the biggest format possible.
Amen. I was born in Amarillo, Texas, during a tornado. So my whole life, like all my relatives, you know, you were born during a tornado.
No way.
So I've been chasing tornado movies my whole life.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wicked. Nice to meet you.
Take it easy.
True story. Not pandering to him. That's a true story. And I know it's a true story that you went through 3 tornadoes during middle school. So Glenn Powell, let's talk about him as an action star. I'm old, right? Older than you. It's exciting for me when I see someone and I know that they have launched as the next action star. I remember when it happened to Dwayne Johnson, Chris Pratt, and I think he's going to be a great leading man. What do you think?
I love him. I think it's time. We needed a new one because everybody else is like, the makeup was getting too caked up on keeping them young.
Right.
So
And Daisy, I loved her in Where the Crawdad Sings. Did you love that movie?
I never saw that.
Why have you not seen Where the Crawdad Sings?
Because I'm not a 13-year-old girl with my first crush. I've never seen this
All right.
movie.
Want to see it sometime? We can get like manicures and mimosas.
As soon as we go storm chasing.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Segue, thank you. Let's do some storm chasing. Did you know you could actually chase a tornado, much like the people in this movie, for a price? What knucklehead does it? An amazing dude. You're going to meet him with us next. Hey, welcome back. It is our Twisters Summer Special of Take a Look. That is comedian Steph Sanders. I'm Mark S. Allen. All right, so just a moment ago, we had Glenn Powell. He is the next big superstar. They say he's going to take the Tom Cruise throne. What do you say?
I hope so. It's time.
I don't know. I'll tell you this. He's a good guy, and also if you put 2 Tom Cruises on top of each other,
They were
still not as tall as Glenn Powell.
Exactly.
All right, moving along. Steph said he would only be on the show if we let him defend Sharknado. You say it's your favorite Twister movie, and why is that?
Favorite ever. Sharknado 1, 2, 3, 4, and I hope they make a 5. I love Sharknado for the special effects, CGI. The acting is incredible. I love it, just like J-Lo.
Exactly. You know, I haven't talked to meteorologists, but from what I understand, it could really happen. So we'll find out about that later on. Speaking about stuff that could really happen, what would you say if I told you you could actually take a tornado expedition? Actually go into the storm?
Wow.
I mean, intentionally.
Again, that's not something I would do intentionally. No, that's okay.
I keep forgetting I'm talking to a guy that's been in 3 tornadoes.
Yeah, remember I told you we don't swim either. So
I was born in one, so it's not like I'm trying to jump back in there. In any way. All right, with that said, there is a guy that runs a company that's doing that. As we speak, we go to him live right now. His name is Eric Burns. Eric, if you would, introduce yourself, introduce your company, and where are you?
Hey, Steph and Mark. I'm Eric Burns. I'm the tour director and owner of Tornadic Expeditions. We're currently in Mitchell, South Dakota. These are all my amazing guests. Right now, we're currently on our last tour of the year. And I take people storm chasing for a living all throughout Tornado Alley from between Mexico and Canada. Wherever our forecast takes us is where we go. But instead of people wanting to have a drink or sit on a beach, they come out here and chase tornadoes.
This is awesome. I only found out moments ago that this was even a thing, and my producers are telling me that you and your company, you already booked up through next year. This is huge.
Yes, next year's we booked at a record pace, and we only have 4 seats remaining for next year out of about 100 seats.
Wow. That's incredible. Look, I just got to ask one thing. Like, what's the coolest thing that you've ever seen thrown in any tornado? Cal?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen thrown by a tornado. Oh, gosh. Probably hay bales. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
They don't. They don't hurt anything. They're just out there getting thrown around.
Yeah, hay bales aren't going to hurt anything.
They're gonna-
You're going to have something thrown. Better a hay bale than an anvil blown at you. All right, when you watch the trailer for this movie, and I understand, like, this is going to be your big date night with your wife this weekend, but when you watch the trailer for this movie, when you look at it, what do they get right? What looks right?
Well, I think it looks like they spent a lot of time with storm chasers to make the film as accurate as possible. It looks like they really nailed the characters, and then the heightened experiences of what we see when we're out on the road. So I think it'll be really good. I'm excited. I'm biased though because I am a storm chaser, so I'm super excited about it. I think it's gonna be a great movie, and it's gonna get a lot of new people involved in chasing and weather. And actually, speaking of the movie, one of my guides is actually one of the cameos, Adam Lucio here.
Hey!
He's a cameo appearance in the movie. Yeah, they're all clapping. Yeah. So it's kind of neat. We have ties with the film here at Tornadic Expeditions. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it, and I know all of us are going to be going out and checking it out once it comes out in theaters here on the 19th.
That is awesome. I don't care about you. I've got something on my bucket list now. Yeah. Now I want to do this. I've got to do it. Any final questions?
So no golf, pickleball, tennis. You said I want to chase storms in high school. That's what happened?
Oh, basically, I was the kid in elementary school drawing tornadoes on the back of my schoolwork, and as soon as I got my driver's license, I was gone chasing storms, and I just kind of fell into it, and it was really fortunate to turn it into a career, and yeah, I love it. It's a dream come true, and these great folks behind me make it happen.
All right, the company is Tornadic Expeditions. Any final words from you, Eric?
No, yeah, check it out at tornadicexpeditions.com. I'm almost sold out for next year, but I'll be launching the 2026 tour schedule about late September.
Dude, you're awesome. New bucket list item.
You are incredible.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. So there's that.
Awesome.
That's going on. Are you sold?
Well, I'm gonna send people I don't like to him.
All right. Hey, the movie Twisters, they did it right. They had the big world premiere actually in Tornado Alley at a movie theater. Someone behind the scenes of that joins us next hour, one of the nation's leading film critics and one of the co-members of the Broadcast Film Critics Association, known as the Critics' Choice, Tara Hitchcock. Joins us in moments to talk about what it was like to premiere this when a tornado's headed that way. Hey, welcome back. It is our Twisters Summer Special, taking a look all this show at Twisters, the best tornado movie since the last tornado movie.
I can't believe we're doing tornadoes today.
And again, if you weren't with us from the beginning, comedian Steph Sanders survived 3 Twisters. I was born during a Twister. It's very personal to us, this movie.
Very, very personal, yes. Sounds like freight trains coming. I don't even like listening to trains anymore. Go ahead. If
you're looking for a big movie to in the summer, this is definitely it. I love this movie so much. Its director, Lee Isaac Chung, is amazing.
I love this movie, Minara, too.
Oh, if you haven't seen that, you've got to see that movie. That one's a game changer. More on that in a little bit. In the meantime, we talked to him about his passion behind this project. Look.
Stay tuned. It's going to get dramatic.
That was really well timed.
We gotta go! We gotta go!
Oh, she's perfect!
She's gorgeous!
The original Twister, when it came out, it meant a great deal to me because I was watching a film that took place around where I grew up. I grew up on a farm just outside of Westville, Oklahoma, and that terrain, that landscape is a part of me.
Just another good day and good weather here in Oklahoma.
The fact that we're getting to shoot this in Oklahoma is really crucial, and also it's such a character in the movie. It's all about community, it's all about home, and it's all about this mutual love of the way everyone looks up at the sky with reverence and awe.
If you feel it, chase it!
we are in the mecca for tornadoes. So to have crew members literally leave set and go to storm chase is a really unique thing.
Let's ride.
We've all seen clouds over the course of our lives, but very rarely do you understand them. And I think that's the magic of a movie like this. It breeds curiosity and it breeds fascination with stuff we've been seeing every day for our whole lives.
What we're doing could save thousands of lives.
You think you can disrupt a tornado?
We never had a chance.
You want one?
This is a film about science, it's about hope, it's about people trying to work together to solve problems, and it's also about revering and honoring, respecting, and loving nature.
So intense, so awesome is that movie. So I know you were in 3 tornadoes. I was born in a tornado, but someone who got to experience the movie, or at least works with the group that did the premiere in Tornado Alley, it's Tara Hitchcock. Tara, how are you?
I'm doing great. I was so excited to see the cast out of the Harkins Theaters in Bricktown. We're a theater chain that's based in Arizona, but we're in several states, including Oklahoma and Oklahoma City. And these guys saw several movies at Harkins while they were filming Twisters.
Wow.
Kind of wild that they would do that right in Tornado Alley. I applaud the filmmakers for shooting it in Tornado Alley. I think that adds a little bit something to it.
Yeah.
Tara, I know you're fresh off of seeing the movie. Thoughts?
I made the mistake, you guys, of watching the original right before I saw this one. And I just cannot believe how well that 1996 film with Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton holds up. So for me, Twisters, while you have to see it on a big screen, and it is so worth the price of admission to see it, what it lacked for me was the story, was the investment in Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton. Is she going to sign the divorce papers? Please don't sign the divorce papers because they're still in love. And all this stuff going on, I felt very invested in the supporting cast at that time. With this one, while I love Glenn Powell and I love Daisy Edgar-Jones, I didn't feel as invested in their personal story. Here's the blessing and a curse being Anthony Ramos, who plays Javi in this. He is such a talented performer. If he's not breaking into song and dance, I'm somewhat disappointed. And he does a great job as Javi in this movie. But, you know, again, I'm so used to Hamilton and In the Heights. So when it comes to Anthony Ramos, I kind of missed that. It was just the story. The special effects were great. There's a movie theater scene, of course. I don't know after seeing this film if I'd want to be in a movie theater when a tornado heads my way. But for me, I lacked the story and the investment that I felt with the first one.
Now, Steph and I were talking about the comedy in it. We actually like the comedy in this movie. Are you thinking that drug it down and made it less than it should be?
No, I like the comedy too, and there are some great lines. Even the way that Glenn Powell delivers if you feel it, chase it. I mean, that stuff is great. There was more comedy to me in the first one. And I felt that again with the supporting cast. I didn't feel really invested in some of the other storm chasers that were on the team, whereas in the first one in 1996, I was invested in Alan Ruck, I was invested in Philip Seymour Hoffman, I was invested in a lot of the supporting characters. But the comedy I love a good line.
That's funny. Hey, Tara, we're wrapping you right now, and it's not because you're saying that you didn't love this movie as much as you loved the first Twisters.
I liked it. I just didn't love it. Please don't put words into my mouth. You absolutely have to see this on a big screen at a theater for sure.
All right, Tara Hitchcock.
Why are we in this business?
Where can we find you, Tara?
At Tara on TV, Instagram. That's where I'm active. If you're in Arizona, you can catch me on Good Morning Arizona and Harkins Theaters, harkins.com.
We will make it happen, and I'll absolutely book her on the show probably next week. In the meantime, coming up next, let's talk about the ancillary players in this movie. Think about it. You had big heavyweights in the original Twisters that Tara was just talking about.
Yeah.
In this movie, you have 2 new stars that are crushing it. We'll catch up with them next. Oh, we're on fumes. We're just about done with this episode of Take a Look, talking about the movie Twisters.
Yeah.
Not a sequel to Twister, but in the same universe. Kind of like a Marvel movie, if you will.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see this, what happens after this.
Yeah, we're jumping into the moment we talk about the ancillary cast, right? Because think about the original. You had cast in the peripherals that went on to become big stars.
My favorite, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In this one, you've got Brandon. Where do we know Brandon Pereira from?
Come on, you got to know him. Jordan Peele's movie, Nope.
Where he
dies
spectacularly. Exactly. Sasha, you know her from Marvel's Loki. I had a chance to talk with them and their excitement for this movie. Look.
Great to see you, too.
Hey, good to see you as well. How we doing?
I got to say, it's nice to see you dry and not under duress. You look so much better than the last time I saw you, which was in this movie.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, I don't have a mustache today. I'm not screaming or anything. It's good.
Talk about how close you are to your characters. Like, is it a tremendous leap to play this part, or would either of you ever consider going into storms like this?
I'm from Texas, so I can see it through the window. I don't need to go in it. I don't think I would. That's just too deep for me. I don't want to. I feel like I get picked up pretty quick. So
it put you down lightly.
Yeah. So no, I'll just watch it from the window. I'm not that bold.
How about you?
My character's far more brave and crazier than I am, and is willing to go in the middle of the storm. I do want to see a storm. I've tried to see one, but I like to stay outside of it and not inside of it. But and he's just more brave and cooler and more fun than I am.
You do everything.
What?
That is not far off. I'd feel like you'd definitely just be
in the middle.
Yeah, you'd go.
Oh no, man! I'm brave when it comes to certain. Like I'll do a backflip, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm gonna backflip in the middle of a tornado like that fool is. Boone's crazy.
You do a backflip in this movie?
Yes, I do a backflip.
Kind of awesome.
No stunt for that. That was me.
Yeah.
It was me. I gotta claim that.
And he should claim that. It's super awesome. It's random when he does it, but I go, wait, did the dude really just do his own backflip? I'm going to do one right now. I just hurt myself just bending over right there. What I will do is dueling meme lines with you. All right. If you feel it,
chase it.
All right, and
don't face your fears.
Ride 'em.
Yeah.
All right, that's done. It's stuck in our brains. Let's continue this talk on YouTube. Follow us. It is Take a Look. Comedian Steph Sanders, where do we find you?
I'm everywhere next. I just came back from Mexico and Greece. I'm next into Miami, Florida. I'll be at the Tampa Improv also, so come check me out.
All right, find me on Instagram at TV Marcus Allen. Jump into the DMs. Let's talk about this. Have a good one. We'll see you next time on Take a Look.